One of my favorites is the late Rabbi Jonathan Sacks. He was the chief rabbi of the United Kingdom, but I think that he became even more important, more influential after he left the chief rabbinate. He sort of became a rabbi for everybody, for the entire world, even for non Jews as well, because he knew how to transmit, how to project ideas of Judaism. He was a great thinker also, but I think also he was a great communicator above everything else. And he also left many writings. One of the writings I read lately was about the leadership of women. And he mentions that in Egypt, something that we spoke already in the past, but I want to restate it again. Who were the first that rebelled against Pharaoh? Two women, Shifra and Pua. They used to assist Jewish mothers to give birth. So Pharaoh was told by his astrologers that the Jewish savior is about to be born. So he instructed them, make sure that you kill all male firstborns right after they're born. But the Torah says that this Shifra and Pua feared God and they didn't obey Pharaoh. So when they were called to attention, why aren't you doing your job? They said, these Hebrew women are almost like animals. They give birth before we come to assist them. Did Pharaoh really believe what these two women told him? Who knows? But maybe on the other hand, he felt, hold it just a moment. How dare they disobey my order? I have to be careful. There must be something behind. He was sort of, it was put in checkmate. He couldn't conceive that women are not going to listen to what he's going to say. How's that possible? There's another great woman, the mother of Moshe. Her name was Yocheved. An edict had come about that said that all the firstborn are going to be thrown into the river Nile. So our rabbis say that the husband of this Yocheved, Amram, decided to separate himself from his wife because he wanted to have intimate relations with his wife because the child will afterwards be thrown into the river Nile. So our tradition says their daughter, by the name of Miriam, she said to her father, "You are worse than Pharaoh. Pharaoh only wants to kill the male children. You want to kill the females also. How do you know it's going to be a male? Maybe it'll be a female." In other words, she encouraged them to once again get together. And the child that was born is the future Moses, of course, as we know. Maybe it teaches us a very important lesson. If you are married, you have to live with your wife. You have to live a normal life. What the consequences will be, let God take care of certain things. You have to do what you are supposed to do. This is what Miriam said. You do what you are supposed to do. And what happened afterwards was that Yocheved put this child in a basket to navigate the river, and eventually the daughter of Pharaoh herself found the basket. And she said, it must be one of the Hebrew children. And she adopted this child and gave him the name of Moses. Moses means in Egyptian son. It was her son, as if she had given birth to him because she saved him. And now she gave him life in a sense. So she said, he's my son. Who was this woman? I said, did I say that she was a princess, the daughter of Pharaoh? What do you mean? She knew it was a Hebrew child and she went and saved him? Her father had said that they should drown in the river. How dare she disobey her father? But apparently she did. According to our tradition, you see it in Chronicles, Divrei Yamim. Her name is Batya. Batya means daughter of God. And our rabbis say, just like she became the mother of Moshe, even though she wasn't his mother, his biological mother, she became the daughter of God, even though he was not her biological father. She was not only that, she entered paradise during her lifetime. One has to penetrate into the soul of this woman, Batya. How dare she disobey an absolute monarch? We all remember Adolf Eichmann was captured in Argentina, brought to Israel, and he was before a judge. What is the argument of all the Nazis? The argument is we had to follow orders, we had superiors. But no, justice says something else. When the order is immoral, when the order is against the basic tenets of humanity, you don't have to obey. You have to remain firm to your own convictions. Maybe this is what Batya taught us centuries ago. She felt that it was wrong to kill children, and she therefore defended it. And her father, once again, did not know how to react. How dare his daughter go against an edict that he gave? He had a tremendous dilemma. What is he going to do to his daughter? Obviously, she checkmated her father. She showed him that he was really an immoral human being. So when we talk about Jewish women not being treated fairly in Judaism, remember that actually the greatest heroines, those that opposed the Egyptians more than the men, were really the women, starting with those that did not kill the Jewish males when they were born, starting with Yocheved, that became a mother, notwithstanding that she knew that there's a possibility that a child will be assassinated, and above all, this Batya that gave life to what who was going to be the future leader of the Jewish people, would challenge Pharaoh and would take the Jewish people out of Egypt.